Sustainability, mostly, yeah. I wanted to be more sustainable and learn how to grow my own food and have enough for the winter and basically keep myself out of the job I was in as much as I could. And so that worked for a while, and I learned a lot every year, and my amazing husband is very handy, so he was able to help me a lot with building and irrigation systems and things like that. We're a good team there, so I learned how to grow the food, and I grow the food, and he helps me like with anything I need help with, if the irrigation breaks or whatever, and he teaches me how it all works, and so it's awesome. We both teach each other. And so at this point, our entire yard is food production in some way. We built this front yard garden. This is essentially 5 18-foot beds. We built this in 2 days. And it was a couple $100 worth of compost though. $300 worth of compost, something like that. Okay. And then the irrigation was probably another 50 bucks on top of that. I wanted to have a decent sized garden. At the time, I didn't really know what that meant. Let's do more. So then we came up with this idea of doing this big enclosed raised bed thing in the back so that we could keep the chickens out of it, and that's what we were going to grow in. And then as we started building that, we realized it wasn't enough. It wasn't enough for me. We have, I believe it's 9 17-foot beds here, and then this is a 60-foot raised bed with a 20-foot raised bed connected to it right there. So we have quite a bit of food coming out of here. Beep, beep. I clear the beds, I throw the stuff to the chickens. They basically turn it into compost for me, and then I plant more stuff, and they just mow the lawn for us, basically. If a plant can get everything it needs from the biology that's in the soil, then it is a lot less susceptible to pest and disease. So there's been science proving that at this point. In the soil, there's tons and tons of bacteria and fungi and all sorts of little microscopic beings, protozoas, flatulence, whatever they are. They're amazing little creatures that we can't even see. And there's this whole symbiosis that goes on under there that we barely understand at this point. But we know that in order for the plant to get everything it needs, it has to photosynthesize, put off exudates, which are basically carbohydrates, sugars, into the soil, which then feed the life in the soil. And the soil has all of the minerals in it that the plant would need, but it can't access them without that biology. That's why people artificially feed plants, because they don't understand how it works. So you have all of the minerals and the things that the plant needs in the soil, but basically it's not unlocked. So these bacteria and these protozoa and these things, the fungi, have to eat those things that are in the soil and then die next to the plant in order for the plant to get what it needs. So it really is the circle of life. One of my favorite things to do is to build gardens, actually. Like, I love building them almost more than I love growing the veggies, but I do also need to make a bit of a living from it. So, definitely going to keep doing that, but I would love to help people build gardens, or just on a consulting basis. Go in and tell them what they need to do in order to have one of these gardens. And, I don't know about building it for them, but, if people want to do it, I'm definitely willing to help and teach. And I plan to hold workshops here as well. It's been a fun ride.